We had forever, or at least that's what I thought. You used to say we never changed, that time would only make us strong. I believed every word you said and thought we both belonged. We made plans for distant summers, we talked about a little home. You promised I'd never wake up and have to face the world alone. But somewhere between the promises and all the dreams we made, you started letting go. I saw the distance in your eyes, but I didn't want to know. I kept reaching for your hand while you were learning to let go. You let forever slip right through your hands. We had a lifetime waiting, but you couldn't make it last. You let forever slip like something you could replace. I was still holding on to us while you were walking away. You didn't lose me all at once, you let me go a little every day. I remember our last Sunday, the sunlight falling through the blinds. You were sitting next to me, but somewhere far behind your eyes. I asked you if you loved me, you smiled and said you did, but there was something in that silence that told me what you hid. I wish I'd known that moment was the beginning of goodbye. Maybe love was getting quieter, maybe we were both afraid. Maybe you thought tomorrow would somehow fix yesterday, but tomorrow never came. You let forever slip while I was holding on. You turned our years of memories into a final song. You let forever slip and call it letting go, but I was still standing in the place where we promised we'd grow old. You had forever, you just didn't choose it. If you could see me now, would you understand? I don't hate you for leaving, I just wish you'd stayed and tried. We could have talked through the silence, we could have faced the fear, we could have saved the little things that brought us here. But forever isn't something one person can carry alone. And I finally learned love cannot survive if only one heart keeps holding on. You let forever slip, and now it's gone. I carried all our memories long after you moved on. You let forever slip, but I won't chase it anymore. I'll close the door we couldn't close and walk towards something more. Maybe forever wasn't ours, maybe it was only a dream. But for the time we had together, you were everything to me. You let forever slip, I held on as long as I could, but now I'm letting go too, and I not because I stopped loving you, but because I finally learned forever has to be chosen by two hearts. Goodbye. There was a time when every road behind us led back to you and me, but somewhere along the way we stopped looking back. We used to talk about the places we had left so far behind, all the little roads we traveled, all the dreams we couldn't find. We kept pictures in a box of every summer, every rain, and every time I saw your face I felt the past come back again. But the pictures gathered dust and we stopped saying their names. Maybe we were tired of remembering, maybe the memories hurt too much. Maybe moving on was easier than reaching for what we had lost. We stopped looking back, and somehow that became goodbye. We stopped asking where we went wrong. We stopped wondering why. We stopped looking back. You found a different future, and I found a different life. We didn't stop loving overnight, we just stopped turning around. I passed our favorite little cafe after all these years had gone. The window still had flowers, but our table had moved on. There were strangers laughing softly where we used to spend our nights, and for the first time I could see it without wishing you were mine. I stood there for a moment, then I kept walking. Maybe healing isn't forgetting, maybe it's remembering without pain. Maybe some things become beautiful only after they change. We stopped looking back, and the distance learned our names. The streets remained the same, but we were never quite the same. Because they couldn't live here. We had our time, we had our place, and then we walked away. If I could meet you one more time, I wouldn't ask you to come back. I wouldn't tell you I still miss you, or try to change the past. I'd simply say I remember, and I'd smile at what we were. Because some loves don't need returning to prove that they were ever worth it. You were a beautiful chapter, not a story I need to rewrite. We stopped looking back and finally learned to breathe. The memories are still inside me, part of yesterday, and I became someone new. We stopped looking back, and somehow we found our way through. I don't need to look back. I know what we were, I know what we lost, I know what we lost, I know what it taught, and I know what it taught me. Some roads are meant to be remembered, not traveled again. We stopped looking back, and finally started moving forward. I didn't know that night would be the last time you held me close, the last dance of us. The room was glowing softly underneath the amber lights. You reached across the silence and asked me for one more night. The music played so slowly, like it knew what we didn't say. I rested my head upon your shoulder and wished the night would stay. Your hands were holding mine, but your heart was somewhere far away. I could feel the ending coming in the spaces between our words. Still I held you a little closer, pretending I hadn't heard. That was the last dance of us, the last time we were one, the last time I could look at you and still believe we'd overcome. That was the last dance of us before forever disappeared. You held me like you loved me while goodbye was standing near. I didn't know I was dancing with goodbye. Outside the city lights were fading, rain was falling on the glass. You whispered that you loved me, like you knew it wouldn't last. I remember every heartbeat, every turn beneath the light, the way your fingers touched my waist, the way you looked into my eyes. If I had known the morning would take you away, I would have held you longer. Maybe we were already ending, maybe we were scared to know. Sometimes love leaves quietly before the people let it go. That was the could return to that night, I wouldn't ask you to stay. I wouldn't fight the ending or beg you to change. I'd just hold you in the silence and let the music play. I'd memorize the warmth of you before you walked away. Because some moments are forever, even when people aren't. There was the last dance of us, but I'll never call it wasted time. For one beautiful moment, your heart was still close to mine. That was the last dance of us, and now the music's gone. But every time I hear that song, I remember where we belonged. You were my last slow dance, my almost forever, my beautiful goodbye. The lights went out, the music ended, and you walked away. But somewhere in my memory, we're still dancing, just one more time. The last dance of us. I thought I was giving you my whole heart. I didn't know I was leaving it behind. I gave you all my mornings and every lonely night. I built my world around you, thinking we would be alright. I memorized your laughter, the way you said my name. I trusted every promise, like love would never change. I never thought I'd have to learn how to live without you. You became my every reason, my beginning and my end. I gave you pieces of myself I could never get again. I buried my heart in you and watched you walk away. I gave you all my tomorrows, you left me with yesterday. I buried my heart in you, so deep I couldn't find the girl I was before you, the one I left behind. You took the love I gave you and left me learning how to breathe. I still remember your footsteps outside my bedroom door, the way you used to hold me like you needed nothing more. Now every room feels different, every silence feels too loud. I see the life we planned together in every passing crowd. I wonder if you ever knew how much of me was yours. Maybe I loved you too completely, maybe I gave too much. But when you love somebody deeply, you don't measure every touch. I buried my heart in you, and you never looked behind to see the pieces took the best of me and taught me how to live without you. I don't regret the love I gave, even if it left a scar, because for a little while you made me feel like home. But now I know the difference between losing love and losing me. I can grieve what we once were without forgetting who I need to be. So I'll dig my heart out slowly and teach it how to beat again. I buried my heart in you, but I won't leave it there. I'll take back every piece of me you left beneath the years. I buried my heart in you, but now I understand. Sometimes we lose the person before we lose their hand. You were once my everything, but you don't own my heart anymore. I'll carry what we were and become someone new. I buried my heart in you, but I found it again, somewhere beneath the memories, somewhere beneath the pain. And this time I'll give it back to myself. Goodbye. There was a time when we could talk for hours. Then one day, love became quiet. We used to tell each other everything beneath the sky. You knew the fears I carried, and I knew the reasons why. We laughed about forever like it couldn't ever end. You were my safest place, my lover and my friend. But slowly our conversations turned into empty space. We started speaking carefully, afraid of what we'd find. Every question felt like distance, every answer felt unkind. When love lost its voice, we stopped saying what we felt. We stood together in the silence, but couldn't reach each other anymore. When love lost its voice, I could hear our ending near. You were standing right beside me, but somehow you disappeared. We didn't stop loving all at once, we just stopped knowing how to say it. I remember asking softly, are you happy here with me? You looked away for a moment and said, I guess we'll see. I wanted you to hold me, you wanted time alone. We were living in the same room, but it never felt like home. The words we once spoke freely became too hard to say. Maybe we were scared of hurting, maybe we were scared to stay. Maybe silence felt much easier feeling alone with someone. If we had spoken honestly, would we still be here today? If we listened to each other, could we have found another way? Maybe love was still inside us, buried underneath the fear. But we waited far too long to say the things we needed to hear. I don't blame you, I don't blame me. Sometimes love doesn't disappear, it simply becomes too quiet to save. When love lost its voice, we lost the words to stay. Two hearts still beating softly, but moving separate ways. When love lost its voice, I finally let you go. Not because I stopped loving you, but because we couldn't make it grow. Some endings aren't angry, some endings are just silent. I still remember your voice before it became a whisper, before our love became silence, before goodbye. Maybe we didn't lose our love, maybe we simply lost its voice. Neither of us knew how to speak again. There were so many things I wanted to tell you, but we ran out of time. I remember sitting beside you with 1,000 words inside, but every time I tried to speak, I swallowed back my pride. You asked me if I was happy, I said I'm fine, don't worry, while my heart was screaming softly that we were running out of time. We looked into each other's eyes, but neither one could say what we were both afraid to hear. We thought tomorrow would be better, we thought we'd have another chance, so we kept postponing honesty and lost ourselves instead. We left too much unsaid, too many words behind. I should have told you I still loved you while I still had the time. We left too much unsaid, and now there's nothing left to say. You walked away with all the answers I was too afraid to give that day. If I could have one moment back, I'd tell you everything. I wish I'd said I needed you when you started pulling away. I wish I'd held you tighter instead of saying it's okay. I wish you told me you were hurting instead of hiding all your pain. Maybe we could have saved our love before it disappeared again. But pride stood in the doorway and silence filled the room. We were waiting I never said. If you're somewhere thinking of me, I hope you somehow know that I loved you more than I could tell you. Even when I let you go, I'm sorry for the silence, I'm sorry for the pride, I'm sorry that I waited until we were too far apart. Maybe love wasn't what we lost, maybe we lost the courage to speak. We left too much unsaid, but I won't hide it anymore. You are the love I couldn't explain, the one I couldn't let go. We left too much unsaid, and maybe that's our final truth. I wish I'd said I love you every time I had the chance with you. If you ever remember me, remember that I tried, even when my silence said goodbye. I should have said it more before you became someone I could only miss. We left too much unsaid. The room is quiet tonight, but somehow I can still hear you. I leave the hallway light on, like you're coming home again. I still know the sound of your footsteps. I still remember when you used to call me softly when the whole world went to sleep. Now I talk to empty shadows and the promises we couldn't keep. The clock keeps moving forward, but my heart remains behind. Every silence has a memory, every room still knows your keep waiting for a voice that will never sound the same. I wait inside the silence for a word you'll never say. I keep listening for your footsteps that disappeared one day. I wait inside the silence where our love used to breathe. You're gone from sweaters in the closet, your photograph is on the wall. I told myself I'd pack them away, but I couldn't move at all. There are messages I never sent and letters I never wrote. So many things I wanted to tell you that still get caught inside my throat. I wonder if you miss me when the night becomes too still. Maybe silence isn't empty, maybe it remembers everything. Every laugh and every promise, every song If you could hear my heart tonight, would you understand? I never needed perfect love, I only needed you to stay. But life kept moving forward while I stayed inside the past, holding on to little moments that I knew could never last. Maybe one day this silence won't feel like losing you. Maybe one day I'll hear it and finally hear myself. I waited inside the silence until I learned to breathe, until I understood that missing you doesn't mean you belong to me. I waited inside the silence until the darkness turned to light, and for the first time in forever, I didn't need you that night. I still remember everything, but I don't have to stay. Your silence is no longer something I need to escape. The room is still quiet, the hallway light is off, and for the first time, I'm not waiting. I can hear the silence, and it doesn't hurt. I waited inside the silence until I found my way out. The moon was watching the night we said goodbye. It saw everything. We drove beyond the city, where the roads were dark and still. You parked beside the river at the top of the hill. The moonlight touched your face as you looked away from me. I knew there was a goodbye. You were too afraid to speak. The silence between us was louder than the night. I wanted to ask you if there was still a chance, but something in your eyes had already changed. The moon saw everything, the way you held me close, the tears we tried to hide, the love we couldn't save. The moon saw everything, the words we couldn't say. It watched you let me go and watched me turn away. And while the whole world slept, our forever disappeared. We sat beneath the streetlight, listening to the rain. You said that you were sorry. I said, don't explain, because I already knew it before you said goodbye. Sometimes you feel the ending before you hear the final line. Your hand was still in mine, but you were already gone. But even hands were shaking when you said you couldn't stay. The moon saw everything the night you walked away. It watched me hold my heart while you took your love away. And somewhere in the darkness I became a stranger to your name. Maybe years from now we'll both look at the moon and remember that night when everything changed too soon. Maybe you'll remember the way I held your hand. Maybe you'll understand I only wanted us to stand. But some love isn't broken by anger or betrayal. Sometimes it simply ends when two hearts choose different roads. The moon saw everything, and I still remember too the way the night was shining, the night I lost you. The moon saw everything, but it never told our story. It simply watched us disappear from love into a memory. And every time I see it, I think of you, but I don't ask it to bring you back. The moon is still up there, watching other lovers now. Maybe it remembers us, maybe it doesn't, but I do. I remember everything. The moon saw everything, and so did my heart. We didn't stop loving each other in one single moment. We just became too tired to hold on. We used to wake up laughing with our fingers intertwined. You'd tell me all your secrets, and I'd tell you all of mine. We filled the empty mornings with promises and dreams. We thought that love was something that would never lose its meaning. But somewhere in between, the days became too long. We stopped asking how each other felt. We stopped reaching through the night. We were standing in the same room, but slowly losing sight. Our love forgot to breathe. Somewhere between you and me, we stopped holding on to each other and started letting go quietly. Our love forgot to breathe, like a flower without the rain. We watched something beautiful disappear and never called it by its name. We didn't know it was dying until there was nothing left to save. You started coming home later, I started sleeping alone. We stopped making plans together and stopped calling it our home. Your eyes no longer found me across a crowded room, and every little silence became a sign of doom. I wanted you to notice, I wanted you to stay, hearts. Maybe love was still between us, but we didn't know where to start. Our love forgot to breathe, and we didn't hear the sound. Two hearts slowly disappearing while pretending we were fine. Our love forgot to breathe, and silence took its place. You stopped reaching for my hand, I stopped searching for your face. We were still together, but we were already far away. If love could speak that night, would it have begged us to stay? Would it have told us to fight before we gave everything away? Maybe I should have held you, maybe you should have held me. Maybe we were both too tired to remember what we used to be. I don't blame you, I don't blame myself. Some things disappear slowly before we realize they're gone. Our love forgot to breathe, but I will always remember the way you once looked at me, like I was your forever. Our love forgot to breathe and eventually let go. Not every love ends with anger, some just quietly stop growing. We didn't lose each other in one terrible night. We lost us one silent day at a time. I still remember our mornings, I still remember your hands, I still remember believing we would never end. But our love forgot to breathe, and neither of us knew how to save it. So goodbye to the love we couldn't keep. May it finally rest. I knew someday everything would change. I just didn't know it would hurt this much. I thought we'd have more mornings, more nights beneath the stars, more little conversations, more chances to heal our scars. I thought your hand would find mine when the world became too cold. I thought that we'd grow older with the stories we had told. I never saw the ending, standing right outside the door. You said you needed to leave, I said I understood, but my heart was still believing that somehow you never would. I wasn't ready to lose you, I wasn't ready to let go. I thought love could hold us together, even when we didn't know. I wasn't ready to lose you when you walked away that night. I smiled like I could handle it while falling apart inside. You were already saying goodbye, and I was still saying stay. I still remember your jacket hanging beside the door, the empty side of the bedroom that doesn't feel like home anymore. I kept your favorite coffee in the cupboard for a while, and every time my phone would ring, I hoped I'd see your name. I tried to make myself forget the sound of your voice, but memories don't disappear just because we make that choice. I wish I'd known the last time was the last time we'd ever meet. I would've held you longer, I would've never let you leave. I wasn't ready to lose you, I wasn't ready for goodbye. I thought we'd have another chance, I thought we'd have more time. I wasn't ready to lose you, and maybe that's the hardest part. You walked away so quietly, but took the center of my heart. I kept waiting for tomorrow, but tomorrow never came. Maybe I should thank you for the love you gave to me, for every little moment that still lives inside my memory. I won't pretend it didn't hurt, I won't pretend I'm fine. Some people leave your life but never leave your mind. And if I could go back to that final night, I wouldn't ask you to stay, I'd simply say I loved you. I wasn't ready to lose you, but I'm learning how to live. I'm learning that some endings are the hardest things to forgive. I wasn't ready to lose you, but I can't keep standing still. I can carry what we had without chasing what never will. You were once my whole tomorrow, now you're part of yesterday. And even though I wasn't ready, I have to let you fade away. I wasn't ready, I wasn't ready to lose you. Maybe no one ever is, but I'll remember you. Not for the way you left, but for the way you loved me for a little while.